I love Lucy Liu's portrayal of it she's very calm,
off with that.
But she's insane. It's kind of like Go-Go. She looks very calm, but she's freaking insane.
Go-Go's crazy. She cut those guys' balls off in a second.
Yeah, it was.
Do you want to screw me? I asked you, do you want to screw me? Yes?
Perhaps it is me who has penetrated you. I love that. And I love it when she slices that guy's head and she goes, now if any of you want to comment on my race or me, or I forget what she said, I collect your fucking head. You know? The camera just zooms in on her when she says that. If any of you sons of bitches got anything else to say, now's the fucking time. I didn't think so. Just rolls that head. Holy crap,
now,
is that awesome.
If you notice right now, if you see, 1 second, alright, Reservoir Dogs, 1992.
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction, 1994. Jackie Brown, 97. There's a big gap there, alright? Now we're going to go Kill Bill, alright? Now, there's a pretty large gap between Jackie Brown and Kill Bill. It is 97 to 03 and 04. Now, if you realize again, he didn't come out with anything else again until Death Proof. And Death Proof wasn't even his real movie. It was Grindhouse, and he worked with someone together with it.
Yeah, Inglourious Basterds really was the next one, and I thought it was the next one after Kill Bill. And technically it wasn't. Death Proof was, in a way.
And it's another 3 years in a movie. Now, with Jackie Brown and Kill Bill, what is that, 98, 99, 2001, 2, that's 6 years.
6 years,
that's 6 years.
I think that's why everyone made a big deal, because when Kill Bill came out, they said the 4th film by Quentin Tarantino. No one had ever said his 3rd film, his 2nd film, the 4th film, like he's back, you know, and he's with Uma Thurman from Pulp Fiction. This has got to be great.
We have another 3 years until he makes another movie, and it's Death Proof. And, you know, I've seen Death Proof, but, you know, it wasn't something that really stuck on my mind.
I haven't seen it. I've just seen previews of it.
It was good. Now, I can't talk about it a lot. I'm not going to, because I don't really remember it that much. But I'm going to tell you right now, watch it. Now,
does Kurt Russell like use his car to kill women? That's what I got from the trailer. I don't really know.
In a way, yes. It's from what I remember, they're in a bar and there's a lot of lap dance. There's a lap dance that happens in it. He drives a girl home, kills her, kills another girl with his car. It's a good movie. Now, Rodriguez's film, Land of Terror, or what was it? I have it up here.
I don't really know a lot of Robert Rodriguez's films. The only films I know from him are his kid films, like Spy Kids. That's what introduced me to him. You know?
And did he do Machete as well?
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, that's where the character came from. Spy Kids.
Right. Yeah.
Uncle Machete. Yeah.
So he did Machete and all that, but what is it? It was Come on. They're not gonna have it pop up here, really? That's cool. Anyway, Terror. You put in the first couple words before it. I don't really know what it is.
Planet Terror, I think you said.
There we go.
Planet Terror. Yeah, that's it.
There's no correlation between Death Proof and Planet Terror.
It's just like 2 short films combined into one long movie, right?
Quentin Tarantino is in Planet Terror. He's in it. He makes a cameo in it, and he plays, if I remember correctly, a dirty, skeevy guy, like a pervert.
Wait a second. I think I know what this is from. I might have seen a clip on YouTube.
In the elevator.
No. There's a scene. There's a clip I saw on YouTube. I wasn't sure what movie it was from.
His genitals rot off.
You see it. You see him right off.
I mean, it's implied.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to know. Like, there's this clip I saw on YouTube of him at a bar, and he's like, "Hey, you guys want to hear the greatest joke ever?" Is that what it's from?
That is from Death Proof.
That's what it's from. Okay, I was wondering what movie is this from.
I'm pretty sure that's Death Proof.
Okay,
it makes sense.
Because that was a good scene. That was good. But
if you haven't seen Death Proof, watch Death Proof.
I can't find it. I tried to go to the Blockbuster I was talking about today to get it. They didn't have it.
Yeah, watch Grindhouse is good. Grindhouse altogether is good. Death Proof's good. Now, if you get the Quentin Tarantino 20th anniversary box set,
you'll find it in there.
Planet Terror isn't in there. It's just Death Proof.
Just the stuff that he directed.
Yes. That box set is Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, Kill Bill 1 and 2, Death Proof, Inglourious Basterds, and
True Romance is in that. Everything he did from Reservoir Dogs up until Inglourious Basterds. Django Unchained is not in there, and it should be.
Remember, we did skip True Romance.
We did, yeah. That was from 1993. I've never seen it either, but he wrote it, and Tony Scott directed it. Ridley Scott's brother, who's a brilliant director, except for Unstoppable. Did not like that movie.
Was that on the train?
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Denzel Washington. It's
I don't
awful.
hate movies, so.
It's not a good. It's not really well directed, in my opinion. I don't know. But I've never really seen True Romance. But here's what draws my attention to it. Quentin wrote that with Roger Avery, the same guy who co-wrote Pulp Fiction.
So it's probably very good.
91% on Rotten Tomatoes. So I have no idea what's in that movie.
If 91%, then that has to be really good.
No idea. Well, you got it. I don't.
Right.
Because you have the 20-year box set. I don't. I just have like the double disc collector's edition of most of his movies. But yeah, that's pretty much all we got to say about Death Proof. I don't know what else to say. I've never seen it. I want to see it, but I haven't.
It's a good movie.
How long would you say it is? Like a full hour?
I'd say movie like probably like a little
hour
shorter than an hour, maybe. Like not shorter than an hour, a little shorter than a normal movie.
Because I always thought that Reservoir Dogs was the shortest movie he's ever made.
I mean, it could still stand true. I don't really remember. I saw it a long time ago. I'm pretty sure I was still.
It came out in 2007, so
yeah, I was
like 6 years ago.
Still in grade school. I was still in middle school, or just graduated.
Yeah, it came out in September of 2007, so
we were
like high school.
I was probably freshman year of high school, so.
Okay, the next film, Inglourious Bastards, and here's the ironic thing. I remember when this came out. The year it came out.
Didn't you see it with me?
No, I never saw it. I saw the poster for that. I'm not that big on war movies. Remember Jeff Stoddard? He would always try to get me to watch Patton and Kelly's Heroes. I love those movies now. Didn't like them back then.
That child.
And I saw. Hey, Jeff's pretty cool.
He is a cool kid.
He is cool.
He's just crazy with his World War II stuff, and I love him for it.
Yeah, that's what makes him awesome. But the thing with Inglourious Bastards is I saw the poster for that. I'm like, oh, it's a World War II movie. Don't care about it. When I became a Tarantino fan, the year after that movie came out and I saw Pulp Fiction for the first time, I went down the list of films he made and I went, oh, that was his movie? Oh, I gotta watch it now. And I watched it, and I gotta admit, I was a little bit turned off by the fact that it was a fictional World War II, but you gotta admit that ending kicks ass.
And he plays into it very, very well.
Django Unchained was kind of like the same thing. It was a fictional, because that stuff in Django Unchained couldn't have happened. That stuff, yeah.
It's a fictional movie, kind of like Turtle Dove. Turtle Dove is a.
I never heard of that.
It's a book. He's an author.
Mm-hmm.
He makes rewritten history. He takes a point in history from he writes World War II and he rewrites it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's kind of what Tarantino does. He puts it into that time period, keeps everything around it the same information. You know, everything is factual the same, but he adds his own little storyline into it. For instance, Family Guy reference right here. Okay. You know when Brian and Peter go back in time for Lois. We go back in time. She's in the pool. There's dancing and all.
Oh yeah.
He go back in time and he changed it, and he winds up being married to the redhead from those 80 movies.
Molly
Ringwald. And Brian's in that their living room, and he takes that random chalkboard that's in their room, takes the line. He goes, "This is the normal time flow, and this is."
Oh, that's from that movie?
What? No. I'm just saying as an example is. Like what Tarantino does, he takes a normal line, then he takes his little line, and a little down, and runs parallel to.
Yeah.
You know, everything's the same. It's just that little things switch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but with Inglourious Bastards, I remember thinking Brad Pitt's in that. I don't like him.
I was really nervous about Brad Pitt being in that movie.
Here's what shocked me. It shocked my dad as well, because I watched this and my dad walked in. He said, "What are you watching?" I'm like, Inglourious Bastards. Didn't tell him who the director was. Didn't tell him who anybody was. He sat down and watched it maybe after the first half hour, like right after they blow away that family.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, Inglourious Bastards. He sits down, he watches it until the very end, and he said, "Oh, that's a good movie." And honestly, the only person I knew at the time was Brad Pitt in that movie. I've heard of Eli Roth, but I couldn't point him out.
Is he the one that played
I couldn't point him out to you.
The Bear Jew?
The guy who comes out with the baseball bat?
Yeah.
I don't know what he looks like, but I know that name. And Christoph Waltz,
amazing
my
actor.
God. You know, he deserved the Academy Award for that.
He was in a Quentin Tarantino movie.
First time I think he was in a movie. I mean, I never heard of this guy until this film.
I haven't either. I think, as far as
if he's done other movies before this, I've never heard of him. Because he might have. I don't know.
That put him on the map for, I think, now I might be wrong, but I've never heard of him, mainstream actors. You know, like putting him up there with like other actors that are in a lot of the movies.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to turn into like the kind of new Uma Thurman for Quentin Tarantino. Because
he already has.
Because he's in Django Unchained, and he plays a big part in that. Uma Thurman. She was in Pulp Fiction, and then she was in Kill Bill. You know, and then Christopher Waltz. Inglourious Bastards.
Isn't his name Christoph Waltz?
Yeah, he's German. It's Christoph Waltz.
Oh, it's really Christopher, but it's Christoph in German?
It's Christoph, I'm guessing.
I don't know what it is. I just call him Christoph Waltz, so...
And now he's in Django. So I think he's going to be one of those actors. You know, Quentin Tarantino does it. He grabs actors. He's like, you're going to be in my movies all the time.
Kind of like Spike Lee, only Spike Lee overdoes it all the time. Yeah. You know, Tarantino, he does it a bit. Martin Scorsese does the same thing. De Niro, I don't know how many movies De Niro's been with Scorsese. Like, what is it, like 8 now or something?
Oh, he's been
a lot. I don't mind that. It's just that, you know, it's like one of those...
It has to be one of those actors that when they act in a new movie, you completely forget the previous movie they've acted in. And Christoph Waltz does a great job.
I forgot about that because I remember really, I'm not alone in this, everyone hated him. Not him as an actor, but as a character. You hated Colonel Hans Landa. You hated that. You hated that guy. I think you hated him more than Hitler. Hitler didn't get enough screen time.
That one part when he's maniacally sitting there just like...
Yeah. That's a bingo! That's what you say in America, right? You just say bingo. I love that. That is great. And I love it when he sits there with the phone. What fascinates me about that ending, and spoiler alert, we got to talk about it, because it's the huge elephant in the room. How can we not? It's inevitable. We got to talk about it. I love it when he gets Brad Pitt and this other guy. I don't know who the other guy is. And they're sitting there and he says, but you need to kill Hitler, you need to kill this guy, this guy, this guy, and you need to kill all 4 to end the war. And I'm thinking, they're all in the theater right now. And even if the bastards don't complete their mission, they're going to die anyway. Because, you know, Shoshana, she's got that whole thing lined up. And it's very, I don't know how to say it, but it's interesting how he goes from 1941 all the way until when the war ends. And it's very fictional because obviously the way Hitler goes, that's not how Hitler went down. That's not how the war ended. It did not end in 1944. It ended in 45, unless some months passed by. I don't know. But I don't know what else to say about it. That ending really blew me away. And much like Django Unchained, not because Christoph Waltz did both, I always compare Django Unchained to Inglourious Basterds, and everyone says, oh, because Christoph Waltz is in it? I'm like, no. That might be true, but no. The thing is, you corrected me on this on Facebook. The reason why I see both of them as the same movie is, first of all, it's a fictional World War II. It's a fictional time, during slavery. But what I love about it is the people who are looked down upon, just because they're labeled as an outcast in society, doesn't mean that.
Right.
I loved it when Shoshana stands up and says, "You're going to get taken out by a Jew." I loved that because they were under the impression that Jewish people were lower than anything. And this one Jew rises up and says, "Fuck that." I love that. That is great. Django Unchained, do I even have to say it? You know, I mean, that whole thing with Jamie Foxx just unloads on everybody, but we'll get to that. But yeah, there's like huge similarities in that with both those movies.
No, I think that's a good point on Inglourious Bastards, and now to the Beast of Resistance, Django Unchained.
Django Unchained.
Now, we'll create this movie. Now, a lot of people probably know this. Will Smith was supposed to play the part of Django. He turned it down because some people say, wasn't as comfortable saying the N-word as much as Jamie Foxx would be. Because, you know, Jamie Foxx is a little more open.
Honestly, looking back at it now, I'm kind of glad that Will Smith turned it down.
I don't think Will Smith would have played the part as well.
This is why. Will Smith has a reputation. Not to say Jamie Foxx doesn't, but Jamie Foxx, I see him more of as a singer than an actor. And you don't think that I don't think Will Smith could have done this. I mean, when you see him, oh, this is the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you wouldn't have gotten into it.
You know what I would have thought of during that? You know that movie that Will Smith was in where he played that cowboy?
Wild Wild West.
Wild Wild
I
West.
hate that movie.
I would have seen that the whole time Will Smith was
Exactly.
doing it. He wouldn't have played a slave as good as Jamie Foxx.
The outfit that Jamie Foxx has, it looks like something that Will Smith was wearing.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible.